Women helping women entrepreneurs. How are you? How are you? How are you? I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to bring this message to you. This is the first time I'm ever going live in the group. So if you're tuning in, if you're hopping on, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, say hi, so that I know you are watching. So if you don't know me, if you don't know me already, my name is Ivana Richey, and I'm a self-love and business coach, and I love to help women heal and love themselves so they can create the best life ever. And I also help couples with my husband. We help them build intimacy. Today, what we're talking about is self-love. We're talking about self-love, and like I said, if you're tuning in, say hi, because I'm not seeing who's hopping on. And I'm going to be talking about how loving ourselves not only benefits our business, but it also benefits all other areas of our lives. It benefits all other areas of our lives. And I think this is a great time to talk about it. With the pandemic, with everything that has been going on, so many women have found themselves disconnected. They found themselves that they're more disconnected than they ever thought from themselves. And we learned that we are dependent. We're often dependent on the outside world to perform for us to feel good on the inside, right? We need the world to be open so we can go to the sporting events, so we can go to the bars, so we can go to the beach, so we can go shopping, so we can do all the things, right? And it's the same thing in our families. We need our partners to perform. We need our spouse to perform. We need our kids to act right? We need our clients to be a certain type of way for us to feel good. So there's no better time than now to really reevaluate. And as you're watching me, as you're listening, like I said, say hi, but also type, how much do you love yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you rate yourself right now? And oftentimes when I do this, it's really funny. Oftentimes when I do this, when I first start working with clients, they start off by saying like, let's say 5 or 6. And then the next session, they'll say, well, I think it's a little higher than that. And then we get into the third session, they say, oh, I think I overestimated it. I don't think I love myself that much. So what is the number for you? What would you rate yourself? Let's see where you are on the scale and why that is for you. Okay, I want you to use me, so ask me questions. Ask me any questions you want. Any questions you want about self-love, I'm here to answer them as I'm bringing you this message. I'm going to touch on the business part first when it comes to self-love, and then I'm going to talk about how it affects the other areas of our lives as well. Okay. So it's easy when we are entrepreneurs, especially in the beginning states, but then also throughout the process. And even if we are vets, to get caught up in the doing part, get caught up in everything that needs to be done, get caught up in how we should do things, get caught up in, oh my gosh, how am I going to make that happen? Who should I hire to teach me whatever it is that I want to learn? How should I go about this? And we get caught up in the house. We get caught up in the house. And we often lose ourselves in that process. What we forget is that our business is and should be an extension of who we are. With that being said, we can build a business. We can build a business from a place of like self-loathing, and we can build a business from a place of resentment, and we want to prove ourselves to the world and we're competing. We can build a business based on that. We can. It's been proven. So many people have done it, right? Because you can use that as fuel. But the problem is once you get whatever it is that you want to get, once you reach your goals, you're going to find yourself not feeling satisfied. You're going to feel unhappy. You're going to be like, okay, I have this business, I have all these clients, and I have all this money, but what now, right? What do I do now? What's going to happen, right? Because I still don't feel good. So short term, we can generate results from a place that is not where you're not loving yourself. But if we want to build something sustainable, if we want to be happy, if we want to love ourselves, and if we want to make the type of impact that is going to move not only people, but move worlds, like make that type of impact where we're leading ourselves in a way that makes other people move and lead and teach other people and lead other people and coach other people and consult other people in a really, really powerful way, then when we're building from a place of self-love, that's what we can build long term, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And I want to challenge you, and I want you to ask yourself today, first of all, where are you on the scale of 1 to 10? How much do you love yourself? And then I want you to look at your business and ask yourself, am I leading my business? Am I running my business from a place of self-love? Or am I running my business based on something else, from a place of something else, because I want to prove myself, because I feel like I don't have enough money, because this person told me I couldn't do this, because my family members don't believe in me and I want to prove them wrong, because I don't know what else to do and this is all I'm doing. Like, what is the reason why you're running your business? And not necessarily the original reason, but from what place are you running your business right now? And this is something that we can do frequently. Like, we can check in with ourselves to see, where are you coming from? Like, where am I coming from right now? When I'm coaching, when I'm teaching, when I'm consulting, when I'm doing webinars, when I'm doing seminars, when I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing, when I'm selling my products, right? Or when I'm promoting my stuff. Am I coming from a place of self-love, excitement, and prosperity? Or am I coming from a place of lack, scarcity, and I don't think I'm good enough? And then what happens when we believe the latter? We start seeing evidence of it, right? Because the universe, God gives us whatever it is that we're focusing on and whatever it is that we're believing. I don't believe that I can get any clients. I'm not getting any clients. I don't believe that anybody wants to invest in themselves. That's what I'm seeing. I don't believe that I'm good enough. Proof, right? But when we switch, when we flip the script, and please let me know that you're here. I see some women are on, but I want to know that you're here, you're watching. When we flip the script and we say, well, I'm going to run my business from a place of self-love. And I'm not going to worry so much about how to do the things. Because when we're truly, truly loving ourselves and we're coming from a place of abundance, love, joy, peace, that makes business fun. That makes it exciting. And that makes the how go away, because we know the universe, we know God is going to take care of it. Source, the divine, whatever it is that you believe in. And it's more soul led. You're leading from your soul. And when you're leading from your soul, you're calling in your people, right? You're having a soul led business. You're leading from a place of self-love. Now you don't have to ask me, how do you do it? Now you don't have to ask the next person, how do I write emails? Because you're going to see people all over the internet selling different services to you, so they can help you figure out the how. A little backstory: when my husband and I first started our coaching business, we hired a business coach, and I think we paid like $6,000. We paid $6,000 for this coach. And because we invested that money, we thought, oh my gosh, this coach is going to show us the way. This coach was a millionaire. This coach had all the testimonials, right? So we were so excited. But throughout that process, we realized that, hey, we've done everything. We've done all the hows, and it's still not working. Why is it not working? Why is it not working for us? Why is it working for some of his clients, but it's not working for us as his clients? Why is it not working for us? Right? And in that process, and it was an amazing learning experience, because I realized that that coach's energy was not aligned with us. I realized that we made that decision based from a place of lack and scarcity, and not a place of, I know this is the right coach for me. I know this coach is going to be able to help me move. I know this coach is going to help me with everything, or with a lot of things that I need. No, I'm just looking at this person's results, and I'm looking at his testimonials, and based on that, I'm making a decision. So I'm making a decision based on the external world. And that's what we do often in life. Not only when we're investing in coaches, not only when we're investing in consultants, therapists, counselors, whoever it is that you like to work with, but everything that we do, everything in life, we look at the external, right? I look at the external and I see the results, because I want to see the evidence, because if I see that this person has done it, I believe that I can do it. So we often make decisions based on the results that we're seeing instead of how it feels for us, right? Instead of how it feels for us. You don't necessarily have to work with a millionaire coach for you to reach $1 million. You don't have to necessarily work with someone who's been in the industry for an X amount of years for the person to help you move in whatever area it is that you want to move. But we have this mindset of, if I can see the results of this person, then I believe that that person can help me, because I'm focused on the external and I want the external for me, and I forget it's all about the journey and who I'm becoming in this journey. So I always tell my clients, and I also even tell my followers, don't ask the how questions. Don't ask the how, because the how is not important, nor can we figure out the how. And the more that we cling on to the how, the more we screw ourselves up in the process. It gets really difficult because we don't know how, especially when you're getting on a journey where you've never been. Like, I've never been on this journey, and now I'm trying to figure out the how. Elizabeth said, oh my gosh, yes, right? I tried to figure out the how, but I've never been here. And then instead of being present, instead of allowing the process to play itself out, and instead of focusing on what I can do, what is my next best step? What can I do to love myself more? Not how can I love myself more? If I want to figure out how to love myself more, I'm putting myself in a prison, because how the heck am I supposed to know if I've never loved myself before? How can I make this work? How can I run this business? How can I make $1 million? Or whatever it is that you're asking yourself. How is the most destructive question you can ask yourself. The cool thing is that once you've accomplished whatever it is that you have accomplished, you realize that you figured out the how, but the how is not like a straight line. You're going to see that I did a little bit of this, did a little bit of that. I hired this coach that didn't work. I hired this coach that didn't work. And then eventually I started listening to myself, and I started leading my business from a place of self-love. And then when I was leading my business from a place of self-love, I just started attracting amazing people into my life. I started attracting amazing clients, and it was just so much fun, and it felt easy. And wherever I placed my money, wherever I circulated money, right? Because we're circulating money, we're not spending money. We're circulating money because it comes right back around. Yesterday, I made a donation to a friend in Africa who's building schools, and it felt so good. And I did it a place of, this is what feels right in my heart. And then what? PayPal popped up, and I got double that money. I didn't do it because I wanted anything back. I did it from a place of, I love myself, and because I love myself, I want other people to love themselves. I want other people to be successful. I want other people to be prosperous, because it feels so freaking good. And I always say we have to be selfish first so we can be selfless in the long term. Everybody wants to be selfless. Oh, we're taught that, especially as women, you know, we have to take care of everybody. You got to make sure that this person is good, that next person is good, and we prioritize everybody but ourselves. And now when we're in business, it gets a little tricky because we don't really know how to handle that. We don't really know how to approach it, right? Karen said, this makes so much sense. Yeah, so happy to hear that. Becky said, yes, we get caught up in wanting to win the price. We lose ourselves in the process. Exactly. And that's definitely my call to you, that you check in with yourself more often to see, how am I leading my business? Who am I being today? How am I feeling about myself? What's that? And when you ask yourself the questions, that you ask yourself empowering questions and not disempowering questions, right? How do you ask yourself more empowering questions? You just come up with the questions that feel good to you. How do you feel when you ask yourself a certain type of question? And this is where the self-talk kicks in, because self-talk is part of our self-love, right? It's the self-love is like the umbrella, and then we have different branches. We have self-acceptance, we have self-respect, we have self-talk, we have self-beliefs, we have so much that falls under there. So we got to make sure that all those branches are taken care of. And when I woke up a little later today, and I was ready to get on here. I don't get up to prepare for this. I don't prepare for my speeches anymore either. When I speak in schools, when I speak in prisons, or when I train companies, I don't prepare anymore. What I do though, before I get asked to speak or before I do something, I make sure that I research, I study, I immerse myself with the content that I want to present, and then I let it sink in. And I just let it flow through me. I'm present with it. I'm seeing, okay, so what is that telling me? How does that make me feel? How can I bring that? And not even how. What can I say to the audience that is going to move them? What can I say? And if nothing comes up, fine. I just let it continue to sink through and sink into me. And whenever I show up, whatever comes out, comes out. Because I'm present in the moment. I don't know when my next words are going to be here. I'm just talking. Whatever comes out, I believe, is the best thing that is supposed to come out. Okay? Oftentimes with that too, we want to prepare so much, and when we show up, we're not authentic at all, because we're trying to remember what we prepared. And when we try to remember what we prepared, and this happens in coaching, this happens when we speak, this happens when we're working with clients, this happens when you're interacting with a customer or a client, because you've been thinking so much about your preparation that when you show up, you're not you, and you're in the past. To love ourselves, we need to learn to be present. We can't be in the future and we can't be in the past. Neither of them exist. But too many of us are living in the past because we don't think we're good enough. We don't think we're good enough, so we overdo. We overwork. We overstudy because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust ourselves that we have the ability to make it work. We don't trust ourselves to know that the right words will come out of our mouths. We don't trust ourselves that we're going to be able to lock in this client. Not because of the things that we say, not because of the programs that we have, not because of the products or the courses that we offer, but because of who we are. Because of who we are. Because you are who they're buying. You are what they're buying. You're who they're buying, right? And I didn't understand this concept when I first started off. So I started looking at everything external. Oh my gosh, this person's not buying. Oh, she must not care about her life enough, right? And this may sound extreme, but this is what was going through my head. Not loud, but I heard those subtle voices. This couple doesn't want to work on their marriage. Oh, every couple has one person who doesn't want to do the work, right? It was always something. There was always an external reason. There was always an excuse for why my life was the way my life was. Because I thought, since I'm doing the right things, it should work. And if it doesn't work, then it's the next person's fault or the next person's whatever, right? Because I'm doing all of the right things. Not understanding it's not about what we're doing, it's about who we're being and how we're feeling about ourselves when we're doing what we're doing. And taking action from an inspired place. Taking action from a place of self-love. Not taking action from a place of, oh my gosh, look at what this woman has in her bank account. Oh my gosh, look at this woman. She grew her business in 5 years. I'm behind. So now I got to figure out how to run my business. Right? So it happens a lot. And like I said, it happened to me too when I first started off. And we're not aware of it. We're not aware of it because we don't check in with ourselves. We're just like on autopilot. And once we understand the majority of our thoughts, actions, and emotions are subconsciously driven, this gets even more important. And in the end, all that matters is the relationship we have with ourselves. Like I said, it affects all other areas of our lives. Our relationship with ourselves is the only thing that matters. Because when we feel good, we remove the pressure, right? We don't feel the need, I have to sell, I have to have a script, I have to do it this way in order for it to work, right? I don't need my partner or my spouse to perform to a certain level in order for me to be happy because I'm giving myself that every day. We don't place expectations on other people. I don't need you. I don't need you to do something for me or to treat me a certain type of way or to say the right things because I've taken care of it myself. When I remove the pressure, when I remove the expectation, and I'm being me, and I'm showing up in a loving way, and I'm just being who I am, and if you want to match that, great. Now we're going to have an amazing relationship. Now it's going to be so much fun. And whatever you want to pour into me, you're going to pour into me from a place of your self-love, not because you know I'm dependent on you and you need to do this for me to feel good. Okay? And it's the same thing in our business. When we want to attract clients, when we want to bring clients in, we're so focused on how can we make them want to work for me? Like we're not good enough, right? How can we make them? And we give them all the power, right? We give them all the power. Elizabeth said, that's powerful. Dina said, love when my energy is matched. Absolutely. We have to remember that everything vibrates at a certain frequency, right? So if I'm down here and I'm not loving myself, and then my spouse is here or the client that I want is here, we have to know that they have to lower their energy. We have to raise ours a little bit, but mostly they're lowering theirs a lot probably. And so we drain them and then we want love from them and we can't get the love we want from them because they're not operating from a place of self-love. So we're just bringing them and we're dragging them into our misery wherever we are at that point. And it doesn't have to be extreme. Right? We just sometimes have to make these extreme analogies. Sometimes we're just like doubting ourselves and we're not loving and caring for ourselves the way that we could and should. And we want other people to take care of it, right? Oftentimes when we get triggered by someone else, oftentimes when a situation doesn't go the way we want it to go, instead of going inward and really taking a look to see why did I get triggered in this situation? Why did it bother me so much that this client didn't want to work with me? Instead of finding out the root cause, we look at the symptom and say, well, it's probably because I don't charge enough, right? I don't charge enough. Well, it's probably because this person, she doesn't believe investing in herself is important enough, right? It's probably because this. It's probably because I don't have a solid email list. And we come up with all these external reasons for why what we want is not working out. Okay, instead of realizing that it's not working out because we are not where we need to be in order for us to have what we want to have. What we believe and what we want has to match, right? If I want an amazing partner, if I want an amazing house or whatever it is that I want, and I don't have the belief to match that, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, because the energies are contradictory. So we have to match those two. Oftentimes we want a high-paying client, but we don't think we're worthy of the amount that we are wanting to charge. Oftentimes we want a better marriage, but we don't think that can happen. Oftentimes we want to attract an amazing mate, but we don't believe that someone's going to want us or of that caliber, right? All right, let's see. Dina said, started a personal challenge this month where I absolutely will not self-deprecate or talk down to myself, especially not in front of my loved ones. I love that. That's awesome. Definitely taking personal responsibility and holding ourselves accountable is great. And we want to start small. And like I said, when you wake up in the morning, you check in with yourself and you say, okay, so where am I on the scale? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I love myself today? Okay? And not how can I make this day successful, or how can I get clients today, or how can I interact better with my spouse, but what next steps can I take in order for me to feel better? What steps can I take to love myself more, right? What steps can I take to feel better, right? Because once we understand the power of the feminine energy, it's all about how I'm feeling and who I'm being. That is what is attracting people, not what I'm saying. Like, it's the same thing as here. Like, you're listening to me right now, and I'm probably talking about something you've heard before. But the fact that you're still staying here with me is because something about my energy is drawing you, and you enjoy being in my presence. You enjoy being in my energy, so you choose to stay here. And then also we know that everything is about repetitive learning. Hi Jessica, I see you hopped on. So we need to repeat. We need to continue to have that repetition. And that's something that happens in our businesses too, right? We think that maybe I shouldn't talk about that because the next woman already talked about it. No, I can't talk about it. I don't know enough about it. So then you read and you study and you try to memorize everything that this person has put in this book or in this course. And then when you show up, you still don't feel good enough. You still don't feel like you're educated enough. And now you try to talk. Now you try to speak the way that they speak, instead of just showing up as you, and whatever comes out of you comes out of you. And this is not to say that for your programs, you can't set it up a certain way. I do. For some of my programs are more structured and I have slides and this is a certain type of way. Whereas some of my other programs are more channeled. Whatever comes out of me, right? Based on the type of program I built. But the biggest difference for me has been my relationship with myself. Although I am a self-love coach, although I do relationship coaching, yes, you can still doubt yourself. You can still forget yourself, but it's being able to catch yourself. I had a moment one day when a woman was expressing that she's been following me for so long and she can't wait to work with me and she's so excited to work with me. And we got on the call and we were going to make it happen. And then it didn't work. And I just fell into this trap of, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? Why doesn't she want to work with me? Dina said, what is that, 100,000, a million? I don't know how much it is. I needed this today. Awesome. I love it. Right? But the beautiful thing is when we improve our relationship with ourselves, it's not about running our business perfectly. It's not about having perfect relationships or a perfect relationship with ourselves. The difference is that we start recognizing when we're self-sabotaging. We're starting to recognize what kind of beliefs we have. We start recognizing how we're leading ourselves in our business, right? We start recognizing if there are external things that we're depending on. A lot of people think that once that person steps in, well, once Oprah finds me, I'm gonna blow, right? Once that person realizes how powerful I am, then it's gonna work out. Hi, Linnea, kisses to you. Once that happens, and in the meantime, the universe, God, the world has just been ready for you to show up and just bring whatever it is that you have, just being you, just being yourself. Like I said, the first coach we hired was from a place of scarcity and lack, and we just wanted to grow our business fast. Now, whenever I invest in a coach, it's about how can this person help me wake up more? This is what I help my clients with. How can this person help me wake up and remember who I am and step into my purpose and lead from a soulful place? Because I know all the power is within me and I know what they're buying is me. I know what they're buying. They're buying me. They're not buying anything else. But they're not really buying me either, because what they're doing is they're circulating money. They're investing in themselves. And when I start realizing, oh my gosh, they're not buying me, they're not investing in me, they're investing in themselves, now people are just like, oh my gosh, I want to work with you. And it gets to be fun. And I'm like, dang, I just thought I had to do so much. I thought I had to work so hard. Now, like, I go live, I write, I do what I want to do, I enjoy my life, I watch Netflix, I do what I want to do, I go out, and then I get PayPal notifications, I get requests from people that they want to work with me, and it gets to be fun because I'm loving myself, and the more I love myself, that's the energy I put out, and people want that. They want to be a part of that. So I want you to start looking at that. How am I feeling about myself? How much am I loving myself? And how am I leading my business? What type of energy am I putting out? That's the most important thing. Not how you're doing it, not what you're doing it, not what kind of email sequence you have, not what you're saying on your lives. That doesn't matter as much, okay? Karen said, man, if you write a book, I'll pay in advance. That's what I needed today. Thank you so much, Karen. I actually have a self-love healing journal. So if you're interested, just shoot me a message or leave a comment. No, you already left a comment. I can send you the link. I have a self-love healing journal, and it's about that time anyway. So let's see, what tips would you give me for confidence on a Facebook Live? That's a great question, because I'm seeing that in this group all the time. I'm nervous to go live. I'm afraid to go live. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable. The biggest tip I can give you is to just start doing it. Just start doing it. Pick a topic that you have confidence in already, right? So if you're an expert at a particular makeup or a makeup brand, mascara, whatever it is in makeup that you're an expert in, come on with that. Talk about that. If you're an expert in relationships, pick a topic. Pick a topic in relationships. What could that be? There could be communication, a particular type of communication. Just come on for a little bit and just start seeing how it feels to go live. After you're done going live, take your journal and write down, how did I feel? How did it feel? Was I present? Was I present? Was I present? If I wasn't, why? Where was I? What was I thinking about? What was I worried about? In which areas? And what areas was I doubting myself? And you start analyzing that, okay? And you become present with it, right? Because it's a learning experience. And then the next live, you talk again about something that you have confidence in. And you do the same thing again in your journal, and you see what comes up. And the beautiful thing is, you may think, oh, I'm getting more confidence because I'm practicing and I'm getting better at Facebook Live. But what you're doing is you're improving your relationship with yourself, because you're getting to know yourself and you're working through that. And the more you work through that, that's the reason why you get better the next time and the next time. Okay, awesome. Yes, interested. Caroline, what are you interested in my journal, or what? So I have a few things. I have a free self-love group. It's called Self Carved. It's amazing because I go live a lot there. So if you enjoy this, you're really going to enjoy being a part of my tribe. Under the unit section, you can find a lot of free videos. So feel free to join me. Feel free to join me if you want to continue on being in my energy. Also, I have a self-love program coming up. It's called Soulful Self-Love. It's all about leading from your soul. It's about self-acceptance, self-respect, self-belief. It's about boundaries. It's about self-worth. It's about the whole package, everything you can think of. And this is for women who already done a lot of healing work, who are already on the journey of self-love, and they just want to take it a step further. I've placed the link there in my description here, so you can check out the program. I've also done a video about it where I go like hardcore in talking about it. It's my pleasure. Lene, journal, yeah, sure, awesome. I'll send you the link, Caroline. So I have that coming up. I have the program coming up, and this is a new program. I have a lot of different programs, but this one specifically is just strictly focused on self-love. It's a 7-day long journey. I'm teaching every day for 7 days live, and then you also get a whole month to implement the content, to listen again, to absorb it, to make it a part of you, right? And you also get a guide. And during the 7 days, you get full access to me. You can send me voice messages, you can reach out. It's a beautiful, beautiful journey. Okay, and if you are at the point where you're like, I don't want the group support, I just need you one-on-one, and I want to make sure that we're a good fit together, I linked it here in the description, how you can apply for a free consultation with me. Okay, got it. So if you're interested in the program, leave me a comment here or send me a message. If you want the journal, leave me a comment here or send me a message. If you want to join my free group, because my time is coming up, click on the link that I posted there. If you have any other questions, please let me know. And if you came in and watched the replay, also let me know so I can connect with you. All right, ladies, I will be back next week with a new topic. I love you already. Bye-bye.